Good morning. It's a blue dog. He says love.
Love.
Well, that's the squeaky toy of the day. He's a blue dog that says love.
Yeah. We'll see how many different squeaky toys we can have that can bring joy to your life.
We have untold number of squeaky toys in this house because that seems to be their favorite toys.
I had to give this thing a real scrub down today, too. I'll tell you what. I find one turns up missing. It's under a chair or a couch. I dig it out, and it's just covered with, I don't know what, yuck and slobber. And
So we don't know why squeaky toys last and other toys don't, but oh well. But let's get on with this show with the morning jingle.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Rise and shine, join us for a lap this morning, sea leg journey crew. One more time with everybody. Rise and shine, join us for a lap this morning, sea leg journey crew.
Oh, mine didn't squeak.
That's why I picked this one back up. That one was having trouble squeaking. I think he's been gnawed on pretty good. Squeakers is not consistent there.
Well, we're going to start off by saying good morning to everyone that's driving and listening or doing other things and listening or not in the chat. So we want to say good morning to you first. And now let's say good morning to everyone that's in the chat.
Chat.
So the first one in the chat this morning was Mr. Z-Man from the Z Show Cruise Fund.
The Z-Man was the first one here. How about that? He was here before we were, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know how he could be here before we were because he had his show so late last night, but he is here anyway.
I know, right?
We missed your show last night only because it's a little too late for these old people to be up at our time.
So I had it on at 6 o'clock this morning.
Yes, so we didn't get to watch all of it yet, but we'll go back and finish watching it.
Yeah, we got half of it in.
Yeah, we got half of it down, but we'll go back and watch the other half. And we have Paul Odyssey is in the house. PSV Odyssey is in the house.
How about that?
Good morning, Paul. We hope you're doing well today. And we have the lovely Miss Antoinette at Fun is with us in the chat this morning.
If you wonder what Antoinette's up to, she's always at fun. Antoinette's at fun.
She's always at fun. And we also have good morning to Jeffrey Schmidt.
Good morning, Jeffrey Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
And we have the infamous Eddie Lugo is in the house.
Infamous. Yo, Brooklyn in the house, y'all. Good morning, he says to everybody. And if Meg is here also. Eddie says, I'm up but not feeling well, but I'm up. Hey, just take it easy. Take it easy, Eddie. We're glad you're up, but don't push yourself too hard today.
Yeah, and so Jeffrey Schmidt says, where'd you go, Jeffrey? The chat keeps jumping this morning.
It's a jumpy chat.
It's a jumpy chat.
We got jumpy chat.
I think my mouse needs new battery in it.
Something needs something. She's mashing the button, but it ain't working. There we go. Jeffrey Schmidt says, we'll miss tomorrow's show, Planet Fitness in the morning.
Well, there's always hashtag replay.
Hashtag replay. You know, Jeffrey, after the show, I've got to do it by myself tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've already got it lined up for tomorrow. But then I'm going to go to the gym, the Fitness Factory, afterwards myself. Law Jones says, good morning from the Great Lakes. Law, we're glad you finally got that chat working. And what had happened, part of that was, you tell better than I do. You know what happened yesterday with that chat.
Oh, the chat. I don't know what happened with it. It was really bizarre. I tried to fix it on my phone at work. It said that it wasn't going to be active until today. I'm like, what's that about? And I really think it was a YouTube kind of glitch because it kind of kept appearing and disappearing for me as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was a weird thing.
But then again, the YouTube land is a weird land.
It is. That's why we fit in so well.
I know. We have Mark the Shark
Mark
is
the
with
Shark
us this morning. Everybody get your salute up for Mark the Shark. And we also have Luggage Will Travel is in here with us this morning.
Good morning. I bet that's Amanda. I bet she didn't. No,
Headed
wait a
to
minute.
Boston.
Good morning from the airport. We are headed to Boston today. Oh, well, Josh and Amanda's heading to Boston today. How about that?
And they won't be in the chat long, but they're here nonetheless. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
So we had the prayer chain going for Mark the Shark, and I hope he's doing better. And we're going to add Eddie to the. Was it Eddie that's not feeling well today?
Yes.
We're going to add Eddie. We're going to add Eddie to the prayer chain today as well. So we hope that all of you are starting to feel a lot better. And Law Jones has a comment here. We have to read this comment.
Okay. Let's see what Law says here this morning. He says, "You two put me in the corner."
Well, that's okay because Chet was put in the corner yesterday too.
Yeah, right. One of our own moderators, Tanisha, from Leonard Family Fun. I don't know what I did, but she told me to go to the corner. So I had to roll myself like this over to this corner. And then twice I got rolled over to the corner. Can you believe that?
Yep. She put him in the corner twice. But I thought it was great because I think he needs to be in the corner far more than what he's in the corner these days.
So you and me is in the corner together, Law.
And we safe travels. To have luggage will travel. You guys travel safe. Be safe.
Yeah, be safe and have fun.
So we're going to start the morning off with my positive affirmation. My positive statement of today is to us from Betty White.
Betty White.
Yes, I love Betty White. I think she was a fabulous woman.
Yeah, she was.
This is what she has to say. My mother always used to say, the older you get, the better you get. Unless you're a banana.
Well, I've been told that I have appeal. So,
you have appeal.
I must be a banana, so I'm not eating it.
And Tanisha's here with the morning National Day of what?
Good morning, Tanisha. She says it's Happy National Parents Day Off.
Oh,
ooh, how about that? Well, we're not parents, so I mean, well, you know. Happy National Eat a Hoagie Day and National Virginia Day.
So all the parents in Virginia should go eat a hoagie and
Yeah.
celebrate their National Day.
So, yeah, Kurt and Marcia up there in Virginia, y'all see me, y'all can take a day off and go eat a hoagie and celebrate Virginia Day up there.
So if yesterday was the kids take over the kitchen day and today is Parents' Day off, is it because they let the kids take over the kitchen and they had to clean it all up and so they deserve a day off?
They probably need a day off, yeah. As much for children's safety as their own mental state.
Okay, so what's our useless facts of the day?
Oh, this is really useless, but it's interesting. So I'm going to do it in a quiz form again. Are you ready? Everybody get your thinking cap on and get your answer ready. What is the most commonly used word in the English language in conversation? And I'll say it a little bit different way.
Okay.
The most commonly used word in English conversation is blank. What is that word?
I'm going to say the. T-H-E, the.
I was thinking maybe and.
Oh, and that's a good one too.
Yeah. What y'all got? Anybody got a different word? The most commonly used word in English in a conversation.
I don't know. Let's see what everybody in the chat has to say.
Says.
So, Law Jones says that he thinks that you should buy your parents a hoagie today.
Hey, how about that?
And Law Jones says, is there a day off, really?
Yeah, what's that, right?
Okay, so Eddie Lugo thinks the most common word in the English language that's used is the word no.
Well, if you got kids around, it's National Parents Day. That's probably right.
And we've got PSV Odyssey and See Me Traveling. Good morning, See Me Traveling. They both say the word a.
Oh, very good guesses there.
And Leonard Family Fun says it's no. And what does Jeffrey Schmidt say here?
He says, "Does this
my mouse isn't working?
Does this make my butt look too big?" From here, it looks fine, Jeffrey. That's all I can tell you.
Mark the Shark says it's either a or and. And the Z Show says he thinks the word is Y. And Law Jones says he thinks that it's no, N-O, not no, K-N-O-W.
Is that no or no?
Right. Lovey's Fat Life is in the house. Good morning, Lovey.
Good morning.
Okay, so
Mike and Michelle.
Read it to us again, Chet.
Okay.
Oh, Learn Family says, is it duh?
Hey, that's what I thought. That's what we thought it was. The most commonly used word in English conversation is I.
I. Oh, like I. Oh, that's because we're all so self-centered.
I. In conversation, the most commonly used word in English is I. Did not know that.
I did not know that either. And
see, I just said it. I did not know that.
I know it. Right. Something I always forget, and I'm so appreciative of people in the chat that remind me of this. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and give us a like Thank you so much for See Me Traveling, reminding us of that. And Jeffrey Schmidt says he thought the word was stop.
Stop. No, I
Stop.
think he's telling us to stop. Oh boy. So, all right, we got one more useless information for you this morning. And this is for our down under cruiser friend, Sean. Again, another Australian thing. How about this?
Before you say that, Eddie Lugo says his sister, is it his sister-in-law, says that a lot.
I should have known.
Yep.
Yeah. In conversation, there's.
Yep. And Law Jones says, oh, I should have known that.
I should have said that.
I should have known that.
I know. See, everything we say in conversation, there's an I.
I know, there. Right?
All right. The Australian slang term Hulu means what?
What is it?
Hulu.
Hulu?
What does the Australian slang term Hulu mean?
I think it means like, yoo-hoo, hey there, yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, hulu, hulu.
I figured it was some kind of toy that you spin around your hips or something.
Like a hula hoop. Oh, we have the Fearless Rambler in here this morning. Good morning, Fearless Rambler. So nice to see you.
Good morning, George.
And,
dude, it's early over there where he's at.
I know, right? Some of these people, they get up early.
It's like 5 a.m.
Okay, so let's see. Mark the Shark says kangaroo, and
kangaroo.
Jeffrey is right behind him with kangaroo.
Bonus points for these two guys right here.
Yep, they get bonus points. There you go. Let's see. I don't see anybody else. Everybody else is just saying hello to other people. So go ahead and tell us what it is.
So the Australian slang term Hulu means goodbye.
Oh, I was close.
They say Hulu.
I thought it was like, hey you.
Hulu.
Hey you.
That means, hey you, get out of here. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our topic for today is quiet quitting. It is a new thing that's happening. What do they call those? A new, what do they call it when it's a new platform?
It's a post-COVID thing.
So have you ever heard of quiet quitting? And what does quiet quitting sound like to you? To me, when I first heard the term quiet quitting, I felt like it was somebody that quietly just picked up their purse and walked out and quit their job. Is that what you think it is? Let me know. Let's see. Hold on one second. So we got some things that are going on in the chat here. Here you go, chat.
I'm quietly quitting.
Read the chat for me.
Oh, Eddie Lugo Studios. Cheerios. Ciao. Adieu.
Yeah. So
that's right, Eddie.
I think that Law Jones is telling us that, yes, he has heard of quiet quitting. I think that Lovey's Fat Life says, no, he's never heard of it. And Eddie Lugo says, keep it down. Like, keep it down. Keep the quietness down. And Jeffrey says, no, he's never heard of it. Okay. So even though I'm an accountant, I have a degree in human resources. So a lot of times things pop up for me in regards to the workplace. And Law Jones says he thinks it's no drama. So what quiet quitting is, in our generation, we would have called it laying down on the job.
Yeah, that's what we called it.
But nowadays they're calling it quiet quitting. So what happened with COVID was a lot of people began to work from home, or they could not work at all. And so the people that worked from home, they felt like they were working more hours because they were remotely working than they would have been if they were in the workplace. So, for example, if you had a 9-to-5 job before COVID, they felt like they were working 9 to 9 at home. So they feel like they were working more. Well, now COVID's over and people are back in the workplace, or the people that got to remotely work, a lot of those jobs are continuing to have those people work remotely. So what quiet quitting is they've decided that they're not just going to do as much work. You're not going to you expect me to perform at this high level. Well, I'm not going to perform at that high level anymore. I'm going to back it down a little bit. So in our generation, we would have called you laying down on the job. Because that's the way it is. Kathy Mills is joining us while driving this morning. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
We're talking about quiet quitting. So
the leader of our hashtag replay movement.
Yes. So my next question would be, how is quiet quitting affecting the cruise industry? Well, the cruise industry has said that, we can't get workers, we can't get people to commit to a contract or can't get their visa or whatever, and we have a supply chain issue. Is it really more of the quiet working principle that's affecting cruise lines?
Makes you wonder how much of that may be up in there messing with that. It's a very strong possibility. I noticed too that jobs, because I have friends who are all mechanics, they didn't get shut down here in Florida during COVID. They just kept right on like situation normal, and you don't observe that laying down or quiet quitting, as you call it today. They've just kept on rolling, so it hasn't affected them at all. But other jobs where, like the restaurants, and people couldn't work for a long time, they come back to work, and then suddenly, where you used to have 10 people in there working, you can't even hire 10. Right. They don't want to come back to work for some reason. And the ones that show up, let's say it's 6 of them, some of them are what we used to call laying down the job, and some of them have quietly quit, as we're talking about today. So
they're not quitting their jobs. Yeah. They're just not performing at that high level of expectation anymore. So we've been on a couple of cruises since COVID started back. And even though, you're out of practice doing this job, I really now want to sit back and say, is it some of the quiet quitting going along? Because you see some cruise employees are still working at that, that pace that they always worked at before. They're hustle. And then you see others that seem to be standing around chatting and working at a slower pace. Because this is not just an American thing.
No, it's global.
It's global. Yeah. So let's hear a little bit of what's going in the chat over here.
Yeah, check it out.
Here we go.
Mark the Shark says, I think it means that I'm going to quit and I'm not going to tell anybody. That sounds about right, Mark.
Let's see. Here is PSV Odyssey.
Packing up my Legos and Lincoln Logs and going home. Oh, yeah.
The Gaylords are in the house. They said they're sorry. They lost track of time.
Yeah, well, we lost track of a lot of things this morning, Gaylords.
Yeah, that's okay. But good morning. We're glad to have you.
It was a circus in here this morning. Leonard Family Fun says, it's hard when you're expected to do the work of 2 or more, yet be paid the same price of 1.
And that's the other thing.
That's a big thing.
So there are old terminologies that nowadays, if you use them in the workplace, it's very offensive. And good morning, Lenny. Lenny has stopped in the chat as well. And one of those terminologies is the workhorse. In our generation, you are proud to be called the workhorse, which meant that you are the person that sits at your desk and you work. Or if it's not a desk job, you're cleaning or whatever it is, that you're the one that is always just in there giving 100%.
That means you're reliable, you're accountable, and when others ain't there or ain't pulling their weight, you're pulling it for them. You're getting it done.
And you don't complain about it.
It used to be a badge of honor, basically.
Right. Well, nowadays, to call you a workhorse is offensive. Don't call me a workhorse, because calling me a workhorse means that you're going to give me more work while that person next to me lays down and is quietly quitting.
Yep. And how much of that is a factor too, like you're talking about there, Tanisha? You're the one that's pulling the load.
Yeah.
Because some people have not come back, and some of the ones who have come back are like, let Tanisha do it. She's doing it.
And, I think that quietly quitting is becoming rampant across the workforce, because there are those people that work. And we sit back and we look at this person who's just sitting over there on their cell phone, scrolling through their cell phone, or, sitting down, taking a coffee break, or they're just AWOL.
They're disappeared.
They're the disappearing employee. You can never find them.
Me and Jim were digging a hole, and then I'm digging the hole. Where's Jim?
So I think the quietly quitting is the people that are doing all the work are quietly quitting. But now the people that have always laid down on the job, they're laying down even more.
Wow, how about that?
So Tanisha has a good comment here in the chat as well.
In my profession, there has always been a shortage. The pandemic made it worse. I refer back to my job description, and that's what I'll do. I'm not answering that ringing phone. I won't. That's right. Yeah. We need you over here taking care of us, Tanisha. That phone can ring till doomsday. You keep doing what you're doing. And there's other people like us who would appreciate that.
And Lovey's Fat Life has a great comment here as well.
Lovey's Fat Life. Another term is man hours. That used to be common for men and women. Now it's offensive.
Yes.
Yeah, how about that?
And did you know another thing that's offensive in the workplace nowadays? It's you are not allowed to address people as ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
because you are assuming their gender.
Mm-hmm.
It is offensive to address your audience or your team or whatever as ladies and gentlemen. In our workplace, we are not allowed to say that. We have to say good morning team members. It's like, what? You've got to be kidding me. We have become an offensive society. Everything's offensive.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have T has joined us in the chat this morning. Good morning, T from Boston.
Good morning,
we're so
T.
glad to have you here this morning. And Lovey's Fat Life says, yes, he uses the term team as well.
Look, my wheelchair is falling apart this morning.
And Law Jones, what does he have to say here?
Too many chiefs and not enough Indians is now offensive.
Yes.
Whoa, I know, right?
Yes. Everything's offensive now. Oh, wait, the chat is blowing up over here. Chat, you're going to have to read them as a pop them up.
Pop them up. I can read fast. Okay, they don't even like us to use the term employees. Really? Employees has gone that far now?
Yeah. So,
Wow. I didn't even know that one. That's a new one to me.
I'm going to pop them up here.
Jeffrey Schmidt says, I don't take offense to that, but I would say something to a corporate boss.
Well, and that's the thing, what do you say that doesn't make you the complainer, the whiner, the problem child if you are mentioning things such as that?
I think a lot of time it depends on where you work. Where I used to work, if you said any of this stuff, you'd have got laughed at.
Yeah.
Leonard Family Fun says, it can ring until it pass out on the floor. I don't care. If I'm at the desk checking orders. Get someone to do it. Ooh, see, I love someone that knows what they're supposed to be doing and does it.
There you go.
Here, I'm giving Tanisha a hug. Even though you put me in the corner yesterday, Tanisha.
I'm just don't want her putting you in the corner this morning.
She speaks so much common sense and integrity and honesty. I just love the girl. See Me Traveling says, I grew up in a union-backed household. My father, a retired coal miner since 2010. He still works hard every day, and so does my mother. Work ethics, people. Work ethics.
That's the thing. Work ethics. It used to be a personal thing that your work ethics, you expected yourself to be the best employee. I want to be the best employee I can possibly be. Well, nowadays that's not even part of the equation anymore.
Well, I was lucky. I worked in a field where we got paid flat rate. So you got paid by whatever I put a water pump on that car, I got paid 2 hours to do it. And if I got to put a tire on that car, I got paid a half hour to do it. So the more work I did, the more hours I turned, more money I made. Hey, the guys that wanted to lay down, the guys that wanted to, what's that term for today?
Quiet quitting.
Yeah, if they wanted to quietly quit over there, I'm like, give me their work. I'll do it. And I'd sit there and make, woohoo, $1,000 this week. And they made $250. And then how are they going to complain?
And a lot of this new stuff like quietly quitting, because I'm 60, I'm almost 60. People in my generation, we are tired of the workforce. We want to retire. We want to get out because of this crazy stuff like this. Because we didn't have this when we were in our 20s and 30s. Even in our 40s, we didn't have this. And now, as we're approaching retirement, can't wait to retire because the workforce has just become a bizarre creature.
Eddie says, you had no idea that I'm happy I retired back in 2020.
Yeah, right? Exactly. That was the whole point.
We have to use the term associates. Associates. Interesting. I wonder what the word will be next year.
I know, because it'll change. It'll
change, won't it? Leonard Family Fun says, unions are great at See Me Traveling. They put that pressure on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mark the Sharp. Amen to that. I forgot when I say Mark the Sharp, I got to do this. Leonard Family Fun says, I don't complain. I'll show you a copy of my job description. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Period. In capital letters. Period, baby girl.
I'd hire Tanisha in 1 minute. Let me tell you what. Z Show says, yeah, I don't have to worry about it because I'm retired.
You know what? Amen to all the people that are retired that don't have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah. Fearless Rambler, George says, we are offended about everything.
Oh, yes.
Well, not so much us, George, right? Not you and me and
but society.
Most of our viewers, but society.
Society in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are offended by the wind blowing across.
Yeah, they're offended by it's too hot in here. It's too cold in here.
Somebody must have did it.
Yeah.
Somebody else's fault. Martin Shark says, you got to remember, guys, common sense is not that common anymore.
No, it's not. It's really not. I don't know what they're going to start calling common sense.
They call us the weirdos.
Yeah, right.
See me traveling. I agree, Chet. That's how I work.
Yep.
Me too, Kurt. Let's work. I want to do it. I want to be known as that guy that gets it done.
There you go.
Jeffrey Schmidt says, tired of the offended on everything.
I know. And you know what else I think is so funny? The word gross. Okay. So the word gross in our generation meant
you had a booger on your face.
it meant yucky. That's just disgusting, right? But nowadays the word gross doesn't even mean that.
What does it mean now?
I don't know, because I've heard it. I've heard it over and over again. Like, oh, that channel, that was just gross. And it's like, what do you mean the channel was gross? I watched the video and you didn't like it. So if you don't like it, you call it gross.
Oh, another one of those slang terms.
It's like, what? Gross means like yucky. Blech. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to be near it.
Yes.
That's what gross is.
Slang's tricky. I'm still using far out, man. Far out, man.
Okay, so let's see here. We got the Gaylords have some comments here.
Gaylords, let's see. Every job description I have always has ended with any other duties assigned.
Yes,
me too.
That's the new thing, because they'll do that. They'll say anything else expected of you. That way, you have to draw your own line in your own job description. But then again, are you the problem child? Are you the whiner? Are you the complainer? You're the employee that just refuses to perform.
Yes, some jobs will specifically spell out what your job description is, but others will include just what the Gaylors are saying and any other duties assigned to you.
Yes, any other duties assigned to you. And this is what Jeffrey Schmidt says, 60s throwback, Chet.
Peace, man. Groovy. That's a groovy thing. Lenny's here. Lenny, I am so glad I retired. It's out of control.
I know.
I would probably get fired because I was raised to be an extremely polite person. I was always told to greet my elders as Mr. and Mrs. Lenny, let me tell you what. I had people get on to me because I would call it Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, they'd say, call me Bob. I'm like, you're Mr. Smith to me.
But you know what else I think is offensive is that we are supposed to call people by their first names. We are not allowed to call them Mr. and Mrs. anymore. And I'm to me, Mr. and Mrs. was a term of respect. And,
especially for the ladies, it's recognition of their Mrs. I recognize that you're married.
And
I recognize your.
You know what else I used to love on a cruise ship that they don't do anymore? But when we first started cruising, I used to just melt when they would say this, and they would call me madam, or they would say, what's the other word? Mademoiselle. How do you say
Mademoiselle?
that? Yes. And they don't say that anymore. And I wonder if they don't say that anymore because of these social, quote unquote, wrong things to say.
Could be.
Let's see. We got a couple more things in the chat, then we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it up there.
Oh, she's trying to get it up there.
I must need a battery in this
Marcus
mouse.
Shark says, grow up, people. Stop crying over it. Today's society really. Yep. You're Mark. We know.
And Law Jones says that he agrees. And Leonard family.
I'm with Lenny. Raised to be polite. That's why I politely show that I was hired to do what they.
Okay, but you got to read this without laughing.
I got to read
people that are driving.
It is so good. Leonard Family Fun. This is Tanisha says, I'm with Lenny. Raised to be polite. That's why I politely show that I was hired to do, and they can do what they were hired to do. Pay me more to do more. There you go.
And they don't want to pay you more.
No.
They want you to do more, but they don't want to pay you more.
No.
So Leonard Family Fun also has the link for Simi Travelers up in the chat. And Leonard Family, if you could also put Z-Man's link up, I'd appreciate that as well. We're trying to get him to 100 subscribers. Well, I think that's pretty much our show. Chet's got to do the rundown of the.
We'll do a real quick rundown here for you, y'all. Hey, this is all thanks to Paul Vines. Paul S. Vines. Check him out on Facebook and YouTube.
And I'm sorry, but we're going to make a disclaimer for this. This is not exclusive. Or it doesn't include every YouTube channel.
No, it includes what we get from Paul Vines.
Right.
And if we miss something, let us know. We'll add you to it, And at 6:00, we had the Down Under Cruisers, with the Astute Tourist. 7:00, we had Moonlight Adventures premiere of John Bourbon. And that was interesting, a little newscast there that Josh did. If you want to know what's going on in the cruising vlogger world, who's out on a cruise, who's doing premieres and stuff, that's the show you want to watch right there. Sea Lake Journeys was at 8. How about that? 8:30 behind us is See Me Traveling with Kurt and maybe Marsha. At 1 o'clock, you got Roy and Becky's Travels. 2 o'clock, Camping Therapy premiere. Also at 2 o'clock, John and Nancy with J&N Travels. 6 o'clock, The Gypsy and the Vanilla Grilla premiere. 6:30, don't forget to see us again. We got Sea Lake Journey premiere of Cruising Sailaways. Edna's World at 7, Funnelheads at premiere at 7, Antoinette at Fun at 8, D&G Explorers at 8, Life with Mountain Folk at 8:30, and at 9 o'clock, Kings of Dysfunction.
And I just want to, this one last three little chats here.
Oh, Gaylor say, I've gotten in trouble both ways. I was told to call a supervisor by our first name, and then when I did it in a group, I was reprimanded for not using a rank.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, my gosh. You don't know. I'm supposed to say that here, but I'm supposed to say that over there.
Right.
Law Jones says, KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and sense and decency. Very good, Law. That's a good one.
There you go.
That's a good one.
And the last one from Jeffrey Smith, Peace in the Valley. Well, y'all have an awesome day.
Guys.
And our going out jingle is Rise and Shine.
Hope you had a laugh this morning, Sea Lake Journey crew.
Until next time, we'll see you around the channel.
See you.